Welcome back. We're going to be doing our flight that we planned in the last video from KCDC to KSGO down in St. George. So we're going to be going over that flight plan for today and getting it running, as well as all the pre-flight takeoff. We're going to do everything from pre-flight to shutdown in St. George. So if you would like to join me along for this ride, go ahead and stay with me for about the next hour. I'm going to assume it's going to take. So before we do anything, we're going to be taking note of some information that we're going to be using AviTab as our kneeboard. Alright, so on AviTab, we're going to be taking down some basic information. If I take you over to our information that we were going over earlier, let's look at Cedar City. We've got ASOS. Alright, so our ASOS is 119. KCDC ASOS is 119.025. Okay, and we're also going to need the ASOS for St. George Regional. So that's going to be 1 SGU is 135.075, and we're going to program that into our radios. So I'm going to bring you guys back down to Xplane. I just labeled that here. And then for frequencies for today, we're going to be flying on 123.0 as our Unicom frequency that we're going to be talking on. All right, so that's all the frequencies that we have. So we can go ahead and take the time before we do our pre-flight to program those. So 123.0 with, let's see, KCDC ASOS. It's going to be 119.025, which we already have there. And SGU is going to be 135. Can't be right. I think I typed it in wrong. 075. One 135. 075. Bam. That's 8 threes. Jesus. It's a good thing they have this many, right? 075. Bam. We have those pre-programmed into our radios. Now let's get KCDC ASOS info. We're going to note down the relative information for this flight. So let's tune into
3000. Automated weather observation, Cedar City Regional. Wind 010 degrees at 5 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions few at 5,500. Temperature 0, dew point -6. Altimeter 3000.
Okay, we got all our information right there, which you could also get on the METAR. I just like listening to the ASOS because that's the most up-to-date information. All right, so we got our weather information here for KCDC. When we start getting closer to St. George, we're going to be taking in and tuning into their ASOS to get the information before landing. All right, so let's take a look at our minimums for today. So I'm going to go through the pilot's operating handbook, which I'll also... So we're going to be 20.8 for our continuous power. And for 0 degrees at 6,000, our never exceed speed is 122. Okay, so we've got our limitations for today, and we can start doing our pre-flight. So let's turn this battery off, stop wasting power, and go through. Actually, before we do that, I said I was going to transfer in some information. So I'm going to get this up on my other monitor, and I'm going to transfer all this information over for the checkpoints. So CP1 is Walmart. CP2 is bend in interstate. CP3 is adjacent. Canaraville. Checkpoint 4 is RV Park. Point 5 is S Bend. Checkpoint 6 is Pentura. Another RV park. All right, then we got the town of Leeds. Industrial park. Between the two ridges. And then airfield in sight. Bam. All right, and I'm gonna keep, there's other ways that you can do this. I'm sure there's plugins out there. I haven't gotten to them yet, but I am gonna keep my flight plan up on my other monitor. All right, now what we can do is leave notes. We can go to, the cool thing about AviTab is if you end up doing it and just want to see everything in game, you can get all your airport charts here. So I've got airport chart for KCDC. If the sun wasn't in freaking eyes, you could see it here. I have KCDC memorized, but yeah, that's where you would see it. You can go back to files. And then I've also got St. George right here, which we'll see when we get out of the sun. All right. We also can utilize our map screen and get accurate detail of where we are located here on this map. But yeah, let's go ahead and go back to our notes and start our pre-flight. So I'm going to pull up normal procedures. All right, before starting engine. So off with the R44 boys. Seatbelts fastened, fuel shutoff valve on, cyclic collective frictions off. Go ahead and check full range of motion in those. Good, good, good. Okay, check. We gotta go over collective pedal, so free travel, collective full down, friction on. So range of friction on. We'd have friction on and rotor pedals friction on. Rotor brake is going to be disengaged behind us. Yeah. Circuit breakers all in. Landing lights off. Avionics off. Clutch disengaged. Altimeter set. Altimeter for here was set to 30.00. Bam. That's weird, but that's right. All right. Now we can go into actually starting this baby. Okay, we're going to make sure throttle is closed. It is. Battery strobe switch is on. We're going to make sure the area is clear. Clear. Mixture rich. Prime for 3 seconds. Set to both. Remove mixture. Engage starter when engine fires. Slowly push in the fuel mixture. Okay, engine's running. Mixture guard installed. Starter on, light out. Set engine RPM to 50 to 60. Okay. Engage clutch. Blades should start moving in about 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That blade is slowly moving for good start. Alternator switch on. Oil pressure within 30 seconds of startup should be on average 25 psi minimum. We're good. Avionics headsets on, which it does automatically. Panel test, audio alert we don't have. Wait for clutch light to be out. Clutch light is out. Warm up RPM 60 to 70, so let's go ahead and slowly get that up. Okay. Alright, inching gauges are in the green. They're located here. Magneto drop at 75 RPM should be no more than 7% in 2 seconds. So let's get this down to 70%. Right there. All right, Magneto left. Good. Magneto right. Good. Okay. Magneto checks are done. Alright, let's check for needle split for that Sprag clutch. Alright, so we're going to drop RPM and see that these needles split. Bam, split. Good. Okay. Doors closed and latched. Check. Limit map chart we already did. Cyclic collective frictions are off. You would turn this off, turn that off. Alright, hydraulic system on. Governor on. RPM 100 to 102. We're going to increase the collective just very slightly. Drop throttle, low RPM horn. Good. All right. We are good for takeoff. So ASOS said that the wind is blowing to the north, which it is not. It's blowing from the north, so that's my bad. So we're just gonna have to modify. We'll get to the piloted. We'll pilotage all the way to Walmart, and then we'll start from there. So we're going to taxi from South Ramp to Charlie to Alpha. Taxiway, takeoff taxiway Alpha, departure to the north, right-hand traffic, and onto our flight plan. So let's get this done. All right. Make sure everything's good, 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 good. That'll be ASOS for St. George when we get there. Engines in the green, manifold pressure good. All right, let's start. Let's take off. Get light on the skids. Input corrections as we slowly increase power. And get off the ground. There we go. Now we're going to give our calls all the way through. I'm not going to have much commentary over it, so I might speed it up. Or if you guys want to follow along, I might keep it slow. We'll figure that out post-processing. But let's get a move on. Cedar Traffic Helicopter, November 2010 uniform is going to be taxiing via Charlie from South Ramp to taxiway Alpha, Cedar Traffic. So yeah, if you guys want to talk about in the comments, I have a question for all you. What do you guys think of the upcoming 2024 Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024? I'm got big hopes. I'm hoping they did helicopters right. I'm really hoping they didn't screw it up like they did in 2020. I'm looking forward to the career mode. It'll give me something to do, practice my flying rather than just these free flights, which do get quite boring, but they're good practice. Alright, we're approaching the taxiway. We're going to get ready for departure to the north. Windsock belonging to the north. Alright, here we go. Cedar traffic helicopter, 201 for your uniform is going to be taxiing off. Taxiway Alpha, departure to the north, entering right-hand traffic, Cedar traffic. Alright, let's line up. Check left, clear. Right, clear. Cedar traffic helicopter 201 for your uniform is going to be on the go. Taxiway Alpha, departure north. Alright. We had 23 inches of manifold pressure in the hover, so we only want to go up to a maximum of 25. Keep that forward flight going until we hit 60 knots and enter our best rate of climb, which would be right about now. Bam. Our collective a little bit to get off that manifold pressure with the maximum continuous of 20 point, what was it, 28.8. So we're good there. Right, we're going to be turning right as we get towards altitude. CSA traffic helicopter 201 your uniform, clear of runway, departing to right-hand traffic, CSA traffic. Once we get to about 500 AGL, I wish I had a radar altimeter installed, but I do not. So we're going to be doing our best just to eyeball. .500 AGL as we go along through the climb down to St. George, because we're dropping a significant amount of altitude to get there. We're going to be hitting our first checkpoint of Walmart here soon. Just over this little ridge in front of us. Going to continuously check our engine gauges. Green, 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 green. Alright, so we aren't quite there yet, but if you look out here, that's going to be our Walmart. So, from Walmart, according to our flight plan, we are going to be turning 226 for 3 nautical miles. We're going to add 15 to that due to our magnetic variation. So 226 plus 15, quick math, gives me 241. We're going to hit that S-bend in approximately 3 nautical miles, which is our next little nav point. So here we go. So there's that bend we're looking for. Remaining clear of clouds. Alright, we're going to be overflying checkpoint 2 right about now. And according to that, Sky Vector, we will, after we hit overfly this, we will be turning left for heading 199er for 5. That'll be adjacent to the town of Canaryville, which you can see all the way down there. We're losing some speed, so I'm going to give some up collective. We've got plenty of manifold pressure to play with. There we go. And we're going to turn to heading 199er. For 5. One of the things I want to hear about in the comments, guys, if anybody's watching these, as I mostly use these for myself as a teaching aid, well, learning aid through teaching, because I enjoy teaching and I'm looking forward to becoming a CFI. What do you guys do? You guys fly in real life? You just sim pilots? Is this actually helpful to you? Is there anything that you want me to go over? I'm only in my private lab, so I can only go over private stuff. And I still don't start flying real R44s until this upcoming January. So everything you see now is from my college level ground school that I've learned. And of course hearsay from my buddies who are currently in the flight portion of their training. So we're going to continue on. Alright, pulling up on the town of Canaryville, where our beacon is pretty much right over that off-ramp. So when we pass that off-ramp, we need to be turning left to heading 183 for 4 nautical miles. And then we're going to be looking for that RV park down here that'll be on our left. Alright, turning left to 183. Should be right about there. While we're flying in a straight and level flight, I'm going to be doing some stuff to prep me for KSGO. Get ready for altimeter info there. So while I'm flying, I'm also going to be checking my engine gauges, making sure everything is still green for us. Green, 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 green. We are flying a little slow at 80 knots, but that is because we should also be descending. So other things I'm going to be looking at on my flight are going to be reviewing the straight level flight, reviewing the engine gauges, making sure we're all in the green. I'm going to swap you guys over to up here. I can take a look at St. George Airfield. So we're going to be coming in, depending on the wind, on either 1-9 or 1. The FBO is located up here, so yeah. I'll be taking you back to here. And we're coming up on that RV park, which is located right here, as we saw in maps. And we're going to be turning 181 for 4 once we overfly this. And we're going to be looking for that S-bend, which looks like it's going to be right down there. Alright, we're getting a little too high of altitude, so we're going to lower collective. Start dropping at a decent rate. Fun thing is, if we actually had render distance far enough, St. George is literally right there. Yeah, you can see it. So that's our end destination, is all the way down there. Slow down. Keep dropping altitude. So flying at 80 knots, taking us 4 nautical miles. If you do some basic math, it should take about 3 minutes and 20 seconds, give or take, to get to here from our last checkpoint. So we're doing pretty well on speed here. Need to keep dropping some altitude. Remember, always initiate a descent with collective, not cyclic, so you don't get into that low G pushover and get into a mass bumping scenario. Keep descending. There's some weird rendering going on with trees in the road, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's Xplane 12. It's not the best looking for visuals. Once we get out of this mountain valley, I think we should be within range to tune into the ASOS. But let's go ahead, take a look down here. Alright, we're passing our next checkpoint, which means we're going to be turning 181, oh no, 190 for 5. So let's turn to 190. speed up a little bit. Left pedal, up collective, forward cyclic to speed up. Still within green for manifold pressure. Rotor RPM's good, engine RPM's good. 3 in the green, down in the engine, we're good. Alright. After that S-bend, we're looking for Ventura, which should be this little town right here. Let's keep that good. Doing good, doing good. As soon as we hit this next checkpoint, I'm going to attempt to tune into the ASOS at St. George and see if we're within range. Going a little fast. So descending, we're going to need to apply left rudder, aft cyclic, very gently. There we go. Alright. We're going to be overflying the town of Ventura. Which means we're going to be turning 193 for 4 to get to the town of Leeds. And we're almost there. We're about... looks to be 18 nautical miles out. Keep that speed up, put that nose down. We want to descend a little bit, so that would be great. Alright, from Ventura, next checkpoint's going to be RV Park. And it should also coexist the RV Park with a off-ramp, so we're going to be looking for that. And we're going to be turning at 216. Oh, no, we're going to be keeping 193 for 4 until we hit the town of Leeds. Park into Leeds. Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about. So we're at that RP park. Just check that heading. God, it would be great if it was easier to view. Should also be co-located with this bend just from reading the chart. Left-hand bend into it, so it is located right here. It's not modeled very well in Xplane, but it is right here. Try to keep our head outside the cockpit, just coming in here occasionally to check gauges, which are all good. A little bit of wind. We're going a little slow. Left pedal, forward cyclic. There we go. go ahead, just continue to make sure we're all in the green. Manifold pressure's good. Alright, we're going to be overflying the RV park. Now, we're going to be turning right into the town of Leeds, which is located here, 4 nautical miles at 216. Let's turn to 216. There we go. $216 for 4. Town of Leeds is actually located down here. This is just a smaller town a little bit east of it. But I'm going a little fast, so down, left pedal. Slow that speed. There we go. Fly straight and level flight. Adjust momentarily. There we go. Down right pedal, up left pedal. Alright, let's see here. Good speed, good engine gauges. We're approaching up on our target town here. Alright, let's see if we can tune into St. George.
Weather observation, St. George Regional. Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 8. Dew point 9. Altimeter 2.994.
9.94. Okay.
Weather observation.
So we can tune back into 123.0. We're gonna descend because we have a lot of altitude here. There we go. Alright, let's set our altimeter. We're getting there. So altimeter is going to be 299.4. There we go. Okay. Just a little bit of a dive, and that was my mistake. We're going to fix that right here. There we go. And just get into straight level flight. To apply collective, left rudder, forward cyclic. There we go. Get some more speed out of our engine. Maintaining 80 knots. Let's pull a little bit aft cyclic. Make sure we're good there. Alright, we're overflowing this beacon of town of Leeds, so we're going to be taking our next one, which should be Industrial Park, for 196 for 5 miles. So we're going to turn 196. For 5 miles. You actually see the industrial park, it's going to be right there. Alright, we're going a little slow for straight and level flight, so bam, bam, bam. Get a little more power, we're good. fast. Just gonna give that eye cyclic. Just a little bit. Let's start slowing us down. Okay, so we got this industrial park coming up in front of us. I put my little waypoint right about right there. So we're going to be turning left to heading 196 for 5. And we're going to be putting ourselves right in between these two little crevices here, Ridge 1, Ridge 2. And then St. George should be right on the other side of that. Should have airport in sight. Wind is going to be coming 5 knots variable. So we're going to have to see when we get there which runway we're going to be landing on. Let's go ahead and take this time to review our runways for St. George Regional as I make this final approach towards St. George. So if you take a look at our charts here, we're going to pull up the airport diagram here. We're going to zoom on in. Runway 19 and runway 1. The only information we really need to know is that the FBO is located up here. Terminal down here, it does have a beacon. I have yet to learn how to use VORs, but that's a future thing. Let's come back to us here. Alright, we're making our final, and we should have St. George in sight. There it is. And again, it's not the best map. You can look on AviTab and you can come over here to maps. And it does give you a visual representation of you and the airports around you. But we're coming right in for St. George right down here. I wish you could import your waypoints in here, but I think you can. So I'll have to figure that out later. But we're just going to call out that we're approaching St. George here on our Unicom of 123.0. St. George traffic. Helicopter 2010 uniform is going to be approaching from the northeast inbound. St. George traffic. So we're just letting everybody know if there's anybody currently flying a pattern, if there's currently anybody in, that we are to the northeast. We are coming in specifically with intent to land at St. George. Pomeran runway from airport remarks for St. George is going to be runway 19. So 19 is going to be coming in from the approach that we're currently on. We have calm wind at, we have 5 variables, so I'm just going to use that. I'm going to call that in. St. George traffic, helicopter 2010 uniforms inbound for runway 19, about 5 miles out. St. George traffic. So let's start getting set up for our approach. So we're going to line up with 19. Still about 5 miles out, so I'm not really worried about descending. We're holding about 65 knots, which is good. Looking, didn't hear about any traffic, but I'm gonna look around just to double check. No outstanding air traffic. Runway altitude of St. George is 2884. So we're pretty high. I'm going to start a slow descent at 60 knots. There we go. St. George also does have a VASI. You can see it located there. It's indicating that we are coming in low, if it even sees us. So let's slow that descent rate. We're going to aim for the numbers here. St. George traffic, helicopter 201 uniform is on final for runway 19 from the northeast Cedar traffic, or St. George traffic. So we're on final approach. Coming into the runway, about 65 knots. Starting a little bit, just a tiny bit of a descent. Let's just start a tiny descent. Right there. Cool, we're on glide slope for the numbers. Sock is completely down, but it is kind of pointed towards us, so we are on the down. We are coming into the wind, which is good. We're a little high. Gonna get us within trim. Oh, not too hard, come on. There we go. Okay, we're at about 50 knots. We don't want to be slowing much more than that till we start getting closer. Relax. Check engine gauges on descent. Green, 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 green. We're a go for landing. Keep up a good descent here. We're a little low. Slow that descent rate. Misaligned. Let's do some fixing. Good. Start dropping. A little bit, not much. We are going 30 knots. Let's speed up a little bit. We don't want to be going too much slower than that. There we go. Went in right for the numbers, and we're going to be taxiing off right there. Some trim. Drop a little more, start slowing down. As we come into 19er, I'm going to start flaring, make sure we're not descending more than 300 feet per minute. Flare, 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 flare. Fly left pedal, up collective, and enter the hover. Go. St. George traffic, helicopter 201 uniform is turning off runway 19 onto the taxiway, St. George traffic. St. George traffic, helicopter 201 uniforms turning off runway 19 onto taxi highway Alpha 1 towards Alpha for FBO. St. George traffic. just gonna taxi all the way over. To the FBO. Make sure we're not getting into TFE. Making sure we're maintaining a good hover. Checking in front of us. We're good. We see parking. A little bit of a wind gust there. Check our gauges. Good, 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 good. Lining us back up on the middle. If you guys also have any advice for me, if you're a CFI or you have a lot of experience, or anything I'm doing wrong, please do not hesitate to tell me. I am a student. I am here to learn. If I do have any conflicting information between my instructors and you, I will always take my instructor's side just because that is the school I'm attending. Signature traffic helicopter November 2010 uniform is going to be turning off taxiway Alpha onto parking ramp in front of the FBO. Signature with traffic. So we're going to come over here. We're going to follow these parking lines right here. These guys. FBO's right there. And let's be the cool guys that can park right in front of it, just for funsies. Okay. I'm gonna park right here at this divergence. We're gonna get into a nice solid hover. Make sure we got no after side to side movement. Lie down collective until we touch the ground. Bam. On the ground. Nice straight and level. So let's go over our shutdown procedure. Alright, here we go. Collected down, rotor RPM to 60, 70. Okay. Friction's on. Friction. And drop throttle all the way. And we're going to disengage the clutch. Watch timer, time 30 seconds now. And it stops so fast in Xplane. that full 30 seconds. We still got, 5 more seconds. Bam. Apply rotor brake. We're going to lock it in place because the rotor's already stopped. Bam. Clutch slide, make sure it's out. It is out. Avionics, altimeter, battery, and ignition switch is all set to off. So, bam. Bam. Bam, bam. Bam. Fuel out. Oh, okay. So that is the whole flight all the way from Cedar City to St. George. At this point, what we would do is we would close out our flight plan to let them know that we reached our destination, not to send a search party out for us. And we would go in, get a snack, maybe some fuel, and get ready for our flight back home. If you guys enjoyed this flight, I would really much appreciate a like and comment anything you want. Talk to me, ask me any questions. I'm here. So y'all have a great day.